You are welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. In the news today, the Rivers State protest was sponsored. I am Rivers' son, and we don't know him. People never elected him. Who said this? Activist and Port Harcourt native Charles Jaja. In the news, prominent activist and Port Harcourt native Charles Jaja has alleged that the protesters who took to the street today in support of the state of emergency in Rivers State are being sponsored. During a revealing interview on News Central TV, Jaja criticized the demonstrations, asserting that no genuine Rivers indigene will support this current development, especially with the involvement of a non-elected official. Of course, that shows that they are sponsored. Jaja said during the interview, because no reasonable person will want any other person. I'm a Rivers son, and I cannot try to look at some other person, an alien who is coming from another place to govern Rivers State. And as you can see, democracy is always being threatened here. Jaja's comment was directed at Ibas, the federal appointed official currently overseeing affairs in Rivers State under the emergency rule. According to Jaja, Ibas lacks legitimacy, having not been elected by the people, and his presence in the state is a further erosion of democratic principles. People never elected him. We don't know him. Jaja continued. He just came in here under the orders of Mr. President, and he said he was asked to come and broker peace in the state. But as far as we have not seen any move like that, the activist remarks, it came amidst rising tension and growing public debate about the necessity and legitimacy of the emergency rule imposed by the federal government. Jaja's criticism shows the fears of many in the state who believe that external interference is worsening the situation rather than resolving it. As protests continue, questions are being raised about the transparency and true intentions behind the emergency measures in Rivers State. Well, there's not going to be an end to different discussions concerning the emergency rule declaration in Rivers State. Now it's taking another twist such that there are demonstrations here and there, a lot of protests here and there, some in support of the state of emergency and some against the declaration of the state of emergency. In this case, these people came out to really express their support for the state of emergency as regards the situation in Rivers State. There are bound to be people who will be for or against the state of emergency because of certain things. Number one, of course, the advantage to them, and then to those who still feel that it's a disadvantage, they may not want to support it. But for those who believe it's an advantage, probably they are looking at the inferno, they are looking at the quagmire and the problems that have been coming forth before the declaration of the state of emergency, and also what they are enjoying now. Probably they are looking at the fact that prior to the declaration of the state of emergency, what the relative peace that is being distorted and being disturbed in the state has been putting a lot of pressure on some people. Maybe they felt that the fear of losing loved ones again, probably maybe they've lost their loved ones during the violence of election and some other cult violence in the state, and they are looking at it that this thing is beginning to snowball into ethnic violence again, when some ethnic nationality have decided to ask that to threaten, and then they make do through their threat by bombing the what we call it now, the pipeline for petroleum for in Rivers State, and then expecting a reaction from the federal government, which resulted into the state of emergency. They might not be thinking that the government will come as a result of with the state of emergency, thinking they may bring in soldiers and then begin to desecrate their land again and killing their people. Probably that's the reason why this set of people have decided to come out and say, look, we are in support of state of emergency as long as it's bringing a relative peace, and also we are not losing any life or losing any property. None of the sons of the soil have been destroyed, lost, and then no good things are taken away. Probably maybe that's the reason. But this man, Mr. Charles Jaja, who happened to be a son of the soil in Rivers State, came out to speak contrarily that these people are sponsored, that the protest is stage managed, that it is not possible for any indigene of Rivers State to support the state of emergency. And he gave his reasons. Because of course, when state of emergency has been declared, the president will have to bring in a sole administrator. To them, it's like an insult for the president to bring an administrator who is not an indigene of that state. That's number one. Number two reason, the man in question, Mr. Retired Vice Admiral Ibas, had said that the president has told him to come and broker peace. And since they have not seen any move towards negotiation, peace meeting, and the likes, they felt that, oh, this man has a different agenda, and it's a reason to say that protest for his stay in office is state managed, is sponsored, is not correct. So maybe that's one of the things Mr. Charles Jaja is saying, because as the protests continue, questions are being raised about the transparency and the true intentions behind the emergency measures in Rivers State. If the situation is such that the intentions are not true, the belief of a Riverian like Ijaja is that that protest is state money, and it doesn't speak even to the unity of Rivers State. And he's also talking about the legitimacy of the rule itself, believing that it is unconstitutional because the federal government has decided to disrupt the normal democratic rule, removing a democratically elected person that is empowered by the constitution and putting just a single man who is just appointed by the president through the approval of the National Assembly to come and manage the affairs of the state. So the activist remarks, it come amid rising tensions and growing public debates about the necessity and the legitimacy of the emergency rule that was imposed by the federal government. And we can also see that Jaja's criticism shows the fears of many in the state who believe that external interference is worsening the situation rather than resolving it. So their conclusion is that Mr. Iba's presence is not even improving the matter, but is worsening the case. Well, we still stand to be corrected. The last time we checked, I think Rivers State, as you know, apart from the normal talk, political talk and the like, there has not been threats, there has not been violence, and the situation in Rivers has calmed down. I don't know, maybe they decided to retreat in order to refire, who knows? But as at present, I think Mr. Ibas might be doing something to bring about relative peace in Rivers State. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, make sure you like, and also give us your thumbs up. Thank you.